There's that thing I thought would happen. 250 library books. And we are at 76 magic. So if I would have come here, I would have had to go somewhere else to get another 50 points to be flat on like I wanted to be. But I avoided that because I have foresight. Hooray! 80 magic. Somewhere along the line in there, we unlocked a spell that's going to be useful to get more league points beyond this 100 we just got for this task. But it's going to require a bit of setup. So that's going to come later. Barbarian fishing is nowhere near as AFK as killing sand crabs is. What with the whole having to drop all the fish part. But it's still alright. Anyways, 90 fishing. I think that's in raids. Not that anybody actually fishes or does the hunter or any of that in raids. It's mostly the potions. But that doesn't matter. That does not matter at all. What does matter is we're also getting agility and strength XP. 75, yay. I don't know when that's going to get to 80, but presumably that's going to happen. So, I have to start thinking about whether or not I'm going to keep putting XP lamps into agility. I don't know. And I also don't know where I'd put them instead. And I can't carry any more fish. So, to avoid the spam clicking all the fish part, we're ending the clip now. That's enough fishing for now. Time to go see if my magic-based plans have come to fruition. There was a single glaring flaw with this plan. My intention was to cast Resurrect Crops on one of these patches, which died because I didn't use any compost whatsoever. Unfortunately, fortunately, they're always protected because of fastidious favor and stuff like that. So, this would never have worked. Ever. So I'm gonna have to go to the farming guild to kill some plants. Intentionally. Good stuff. Just good planning. Fantastic. After sentencing some watermelons to death, hopefully, we've come down here to do our worms task. I'm going to be collecting the worm bones, and I've gotten a brimstone key on the first inventory, so this is going very well so far. Very well so far. And the save spot's working, so it's going to continue to go very well. The entire time. Very well. The entire time. Got 10 more league points for finishing that worm task. Also, because it was my 20th Slayer task, we got 90 Slayer points. So that's putting us very close to another Slayer unlock. But first, let's go get some stuff from the bank. Namely, brimstone keys. I think I have like 4 of them. So, the loot from this task was very good. We got prayer XP, hard clues, runes, alchemies, all sorts of nice stuff. There's some of it. So yes, let's take these brimstone keys. Let's see what we can get. I don't know what I would like the most from the brimstone chest. I guess like maybe the dragon hosta would be pretty good. But pretty much anything's alright. Except for pure essence. Pure essence is useless. 352 steel bars is pretty good. That is some hefty smithing XP. Sharks are okay. That's good food if I cared. That's just some free money. And crafting XP. Not bad. There's better things you could get, but can't complain. Now for our next assignment, I went through the list of tasks to see what other tasks we could do that would give us some bonus league points. I'm deciding to take it very easy this time and doing a Moss Giants task. 84 Moss Giants? Piece of cake. Now time to go see if my watermelons died. Because if they did, that's good. Well, the watermelons survived, but the limpet roots died, which is good. But also, my herbs died, and I even used compost on those. What kind of information am I getting here? 100% failure with super compost, 33% failure with literally no compost whatsoever. Ugh. Anyways, we're here to cast Resurrect Crops, which is a fairly expensive spell and apparently is able to fail. So, hopefully it doesn't. But we've got enough runes at this point where it's not too big of an issue. But I'd still like it to just work, you know? Fail. Alright. Maybe I'm glad my herbs died. Because it means that I get this done. Yay! Hey, it actually worked. Resurrect Crops. 100 league points. Nifty. That was a very eventful Moss Giants task, which you wouldn't really expect. Started off by getting the Dark Totem base. So that is 1/3 of the way towards fighting Scotizo. Also, we got a Mossy Key, which we can't use. So it's just a fancy addition to the bank. Completing the task got us to 150 Slayer points, which I believe is enough for the next unlock we're going for. And also, a Moss Giant task in itself is worth 10 league points. So if we take a look at all of our prayer training items, we should be easily able to get a pretty decent prayer level here. So that's what we're going to be doing next. There's 60 prayer. I think we have like Crow Zero or Stole or something. So if we're ever in an instance where we desperately need prayer bonus, we have more options now. And that's also a base level 60. So that was 50 points for level 60 prayer, then another 100 points for base level 60. It's going to be a bit of effort to get base level 70, but it's not entirely out of the question. One interesting thing that's happening is, since it's so quick to get back to my house, sometimes the burners are still on, which is pretty nice. And we still got tons of bones and ensouled heads, so I'm just going to use them up for more prayer levels, which will equal more prayer points, which will always be useful. So let's see what level we can get with everything done. With all the supplies used up, we got to level 66 prayer. Still my lowest combat stat, but that's to be expected. Happy New Year! No, wait. 99 fishing. Different things. Cape we can't get. Doesn't matter. 250 league points. Does matter. Now, you might expect that after getting 99 fishing, I would stop fishing. That is not going to be the case. because I'm incredibly lazy and I need 35,000 more agility XP. So we're just going to bum around here, dropping metric tons of fish on the floor for another while. Not too long. I mean, compared to the amount of time it took to get 99 fishing, this will be a trivial matter. A bit more fishing later. There is level 80 agility. For 100 more league points. So long, the final fish I'm going to be fishing, probably. I don't know, we might fish other more useful fish. But we're definitely not going to do any aerial fishing, because that's terrible. Anyways, now that that's done, I'm going to have to do something else when I go AFK. But first, we got a lot more clue scrolls that we can do. Shockingly, we're doing more clues. Who could have guessed it? 20 hearts coming right up. And there's another 20 hard clue scrolls to be opened at breakneck speed. On first glance, nothing too earth-shattering in that inventory. Ooh, a rune cane. How fancy. Meow. There's a cat in my way. It was after these lobsters. And the other 10 clues. I'm seeing an absolute ton of pages here, and armadillo chaps. So that's something. And on the ground, even more elks. And that's everything. So as far as new things are concerned, we got a page, teleports we can't use, rune cane, red dehydrated and a cyclops head. So, as far as useful items from that, not so much. But got plenty of alks. $250 league points for going over 100 hard clues. And what I'm really looking at right here is 249 total law runes. So that means we get an infinite portal in our house now. So let's go make that. The final portion of our construction plan is coming together. We directed this portal to Corrend Castle. Now, with our construction cape, we have infinite teleports to Hosidius, an altar, a bank, and the center of Corrend. So now, pretty much the only thing I need law runes for is charging the memoirs and going to the battlefront. If the farming cape existed in the farming guild, I wouldn't probably bother using law runes to get to here. But now that there's only a few things we need law runes for, it shouldn't be a problem from here on out. Anyways, if we check our possible tasks, while not scaling a mountain, apparently, we go to incomplete tasks for 10 points. We can do Ever Specters, Dust Devils, Greater Demons, Lizardmen, Metal Dragons, and Trolls. So, the Metal Dragons and Ever Specters are terrible, so we're going to go with the other ones for some easy points while training Slayer. First up, Greater Demons. Greater Demons. 100 of them. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. exactly what I'm looking for. Early on in this Greater Demons task, there is 90 ranged. Not a task or anything, but it's progress. Makes me better at shooting arrows, so that's good. Another 10 league points from that Greater Demons task. Slowly working our way through that list of tasks. Anyways, the regular drops weren't particularly exciting, except for the 2 runeful helms, a singular demon head, and then all the clue scrolls that we get. We also got 2 brimstone keys. Let's see what we get from those. Diamonds and sharks. So that's something. As far as our next task is concerned, we're going to do trolls. And if we go into the reward section, this will be useful later. We're going to grab bigger and badder, so we can get superiors for various tasks. There's a few league tasks that are related to that, so that'll be good. We're going to be saving up the clue scrolls for a little bit here. We're not going to go right straight back into doing it again. So now it's off to trolls. Not much to say about that trolls task. We got 10 league points and a few ensouled heads, but no clues, no brimstone keys, no expensive drops. Just a regular old task. Next we're going to take Dust Devils, which have some pretty decent drops. So here's hoping we get some more interesting things. And also, this is the first task which would allow us to get a superior. So that's also a possibility. Would you just look at the size of this guy? Look how tall he is. How disturbing. As if Dust Devils themselves weren't already very disturbing. Anyways, let's see what we get from this guy. $79 Slayer. So that's something. And we got regular drops and the Dark Totem top. So now we have, I believe we got the Dark Totem middle earlier. So now we have an entire Dark Totem. So we can go fight Scotizo at some point. So that's another interesting thing we can do. And one superior is a league task for 10 more points. Hooray! A few interesting new things from that Dust Devil task, which we got 10 league points for, by the way. We got red D-Hide Van Braces, which would have been a best in slot had we not gotten God Van Braces from Heart Clue Scroll. So, gonna be getting rid of those via Alchemy. Got some Dragon Daggers, which we can equip, and Mystic Staff, which is good for money. Dust Runes, which don't really need them for anything. They would be useful for teleporting to my house, but I have a cape for that, so. Also, like I said, we got the full Dark Totem, so at some point we can go down and try to get a Scotizo kill. This tab is working towards quite a nice pile of stuff. So let's go get another task. I was going to get a Lizardman task, but you have to actually unlock that in the Slayer Point reward shop. Namely this one here, Reptile Got Ripped, for 75 points. We don't have that many points, and it's only a 10-point task. So we're going to do something different. Namely, we're going to unlock Red Dragons as a potential task. Then we're going to take red dragons. 75. It's Dragon Slayer time. Unlocking red dragons as a Slayer task is part of a long, complicated process, well, not too complicated, process, that starts with this guy over here, Albertus. He has a thing. And I attack him, and then this happens. He's actually a giant freaky monster. A giant freaky monster that only has mage attacks, but does drain your prayer rather quickly. That's why we brought all these prayer potions. So this is a very easy fight. So we're just going to shoot him a whole bunch of times. And then when he dies, you get this fancy temple coin. Apparently it was possessing him. So that's nice. Unfortunately, doing that curses the altar here. So now we can't use it. Well, you can use it. It just kinda hurts you a whole bunch. So that's not ideal. That door being annoyingly locked from that direction means we had to run all the way around. Well, we didn't have to run. We teleported to our house. We do that a lot. Anyways, we had to come up to here to the other entrance to the dungeon. And now we're on the other side of the door. That's another shortcut from another location. Anyways, you take your temple coin, charge through this group of undead druids on this side of the dungeon, place it in here, and go through. And now, you have access to the Sacred Bone Burner, this hide tanning dude, and this lever here unlocks this door. So now, we're going to be fighting these dragons. But not these dragons, the baby dragons. Over there, where it's safe. Managed to complete 2 tasks there. One for completing a red dragon task for 50 points, and another one for 25 Slayer tasks for 10 points. Anyways, the next step in this plan involves putting dragon bones onto this altar. But we haven't put enough dragon bones on the altar, so we need to go get another red dragon Slayer task to come back here and put more baby dragon bones on this bone thingy. But first, we got 2 grubby keys. Let's see what we get. Death runes and food and stuff. Blood runes and food and stuff. About what you expect. More dragons time. Another baby red dragons task complete. And some interesting developments. After you've sacrificed 100 bones to the altar, it stops being, this one, cursed. So now this one actually will recharge my prayer instead of hurting me. Also, it unlocks the it works as a prayer altar function. So now, sacrificing the rest of the bones gives us prayer experience. So that's always a good thing. We're slightly over halfway done with this whole thing. So another red dragon's task coming right up. And this grubby key. Can't forget about the grubby key. Red dragon hide. I don't know what crafting level you need for that, but I don't think I have it yet. So we'll see if that ever becomes useful for us. Finished another red dragon's task. Stayed for a couple more kills to get 95 strength, which is pretty neat. And now I don't have inventory space for all these keys and bones and stuff. So I'm going to sacrifice 600 prayer XP which is kind of whatever. Anyways, come back over here to the altar. And this is the final bones that we need to put on the altar. Ta-da! Ralos appreciates your devotion and presents you with a strange key. Nice. And now it swells with his power. That means, once we're done putting these bones on here, we don't need to come back here anymore. Because that was a league task to obtain the temple key. 50 league points. Now our inventory is just completely brimming with keys. Not brimstone keys, but all sorts of other keys. And there's 68 prayer. We're getting a lot of things done at the end of this Slayer task. Also, you might have noticed we have 3 grubby keys this time. So that's pretty neat. Unfortunately, that's probably more than is going to fit inside of an inventory. So, pop, pop. Do I really need more food? Not really. Egg potatoes on the ground. That's fine by me. Well, I can possibly... Yeah, there we go. We're going to get another egg potato out of this. Worthwhile. Very worthwhile. Now, if we take our fancy new temple key and head up this way, we can open this door that was giving us so many problems before. Permanently unlock the western door with the temple key, but the eastern door remains locked. And we can't have that, so we're going to head over here and permanently unlock the eastern door. Now, after doing that, I think that the temple key is useless, so we're going to put it in the useless tab in our bank. Time to go get one more Slayer task. Not red dragons, though. We're done here. The task we are going to be getting is another new task, which will give us more league points. And it's going to be Hellhounds. They're known for dropping hard clue scrolls and basically nothing else. So, with our Treasure Seeker perk, we're going to get very many hard clue scrolls here. And there is 80 Slayer. We can now kill Necriel, which we will be doing for our next Slayer task, because they have the chance of dropping rune boots, which would be an upgrade for us. But for now, more Hellhounds. We got a little bit unlucky on the hard clues for our Hellhounds task, but I guess it kind of made up for it, since we got a Dark Totem base working towards our second totem, and the 50 league points for completing our first Hellhounds task. And possibly the last, because there's better things to kill for hard clues. Anyways, now, like we said, we're going to get a Necriel task. 143. And, on an unrelated note, we're going to buy a nose peg. You'll see why we bought this later. And it's not to do an Aberrant Slayer task, because those are terrible here. They're so high level, and they have so high defense. Also, I think the Necriels are much stronger in the Catacombs too. So we've got that going for us. Or, rather, against us. Anyways. Necriel.